So we're super excited tonight to have a guest on before we talk about some other things that we usually talk about on Wednesday. And we have Dr. Charlotte Mitchell, who is my colleague I've known for years. Dr. Mitchell trained at Southern Illinois School of Medicine in Springfield, Illinois, which is one of the top 20 medical schools for primary care. She completed her residency at Northwestern here in Chicago. She's been in practice for over 30 years in internal medicine and specializing in preventive care for adults. And I want to introduce Dr. Charlotte Mitchell, who you will see her face as she's speaking. She's going to really bring us up to date on immunity and this COVID-19. And then I will take over after her discussion in specifically talking about how CBD can be used. Dr. Charlotte Mitchell, are you out there?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Dr. McGuire. I'm very excited to be able to come to fellow Connians and speak on this coronavirus crisis. We're all pretty much aware that this coronavirus has propagated to involve all 50 states. So I'm really excited to be able to come with information that hopefully will be helpful to everyone in their quest to position themselves to deal with this. In Illinois, the immediate health risk still remains low, but the latest available information suggests that person-to-person spread will continue to occur, and additional cases are likely to be identified in the United States. However, most cases of COVID-19 are a mild illness, and most of the data show that children are not likely to become ill. So that's a relief. But the population that is most affected are older adults with chronic underlying medical conditions. So those family members that fit into that category should be given special attention. Also, anyone that has family that's in nursing homes, they should also be given special attention in terms of prevention. Now, I'd like to step away from that for a minute and just kind of explain what immunity means. I'll kind of go through, some of the information in relation to immunity so that you can use that as you will. Immunity is the ability to protect the body to protect itself against developing disease. And it has three key properties. Cellular receptors on all cells enable recognition of all forms of microorganisms. And viruses like to attach to cells and destabilize them and put them out of balance. And that's how they make the immune system weak enough to develop disease. So we need to just kind of have that in our mind as we decide what ways we're going to use to prevent viruses from putting our cells out of balance. The other thing is that the symptoms of the coronavirus or COVID-19. Coronavirus is a family. COVID-19 is one of the siblings in that family. There are lots of coronaviruses. It causes mild to moderate upper respiratory tract illness like the common cold. The primary symptoms will be fever, cough, and shortness of breath. If someone has a fever, they really shouldn't go to work. And a lot of the agencies that are closing down around the world are using that practice of checking the temperature prior to entrance into work. So if you're planning on going to work, and you're going to an agent, you're going to work at a place that tests you for that, you might want to check your temperature and your family's temperatures on a regular basis until we get out of the crisis period. The virus most commonly spreads from an infected person to others through air, by coughing or sneezing or touching an object or person with the virus, touching a doorknob, shaking hands, and then touching your mouth, nose, eyes before washing your hands. The way to prevent transmission or to attempt to prevent transmission is to wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If you're going to use a sanitizer, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. If you don't have soap and water available, that'll do a good job. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, mouth with unwashed hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Stay home when you're sick. Cover your cough or sneeze with a flexed elbow or tissue, and then throw the tissue in the trash. Clean and disinfect frequently all touched objects and surfaces. And treatment, as you all most likely know, is supportive, and to try to do things to try to keep your systems in balance. Dr. Rita will talk more with you about that. But antioxidants are also very important. If you have questions, in Illinois there is a hotline. It's called, that number is 1-800-889-3931. That's the COVID-19 hotline. And for the world, for the United States, it's www.cdc.gov/COVID-19. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time, giving a lot of specifics, but I thought those are the things that everyone is trying to protect themselves and their families should know about. I am Wakanian, and I use CBD, and I will turn this over, and I have never had anything but a positive response from it, no matter what it was that I was trying to treat. I only take care of adults, so I see it all. I see high blood pressure, diabetes, cancers, strokes. I see it all. And every time I reach for CBD in my patients, it always gives me a positive response. I'll let Dr. Rita talk to you more. Thank you all.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Mitchell. I have a couple of questions for you. The first question is, you talked about the folks that are really at risk or higher risk, and those are the folks that may be over the age of 60 and may have some underlying or additional chronic conditions that may cause their immune system to be not as strong as maybe someone who's in their 20s or 30s. So what are they recommending as far as a temperature that would be worrisome in, let's say, a 60-year-old who has asthma? They take their temperature at home. What temperature? A 60-year-old that has a temperature
100.5 or greater than or equal to 100.5 should be taken seriously. And it doesn't, we don't need to go by the age, Dr. Rita.
Okay.
We need to go by the condition of the person. If someone has age, is really important, but I don't want the people that aren't 60 that have chronic medical conditions to be left out. They too have immune systems that are weakened by their general medical conditions, and they should get special attention also.
What about these millennials? Let's say someone who's 20, 25 years old that has a mild temperature. What's your concern, if any, in those cases?
Yes, we're concerned. They are, by all practical purposes, adults. And if they get a temperature, above 101 or above 100.5, it's concerning.
And are they recommending?
They may not even recognize that they're ill until they get above 101. But 100.5 for all adults is concerning.
Okay.
It's just in children. In children, it's not as concerning. In pediatrics, it's not as concerning. That would be kids less than 16, but they too should be monitored. This virus somehow does not affect children as much. The implication is that kids have strong immune systems that turn over new cells all the time. As you age, that decreases. So your immune systems are, that you have when you're 26 are not as strong as they are when you're 15, because the cellular turnover is less. The production of new immune cells is less, is what I'm basically saying.
Got it.
It's less quick, I should say. Not as
so
fast.
They call this a novel virus, COVID-19. And my understanding is they use the word novel is because it's a new virus to humans, where this virus apparently started in animals, bats and rats, rodents, and is a novel or new virus to humans. And that's why the spread is so fast and detrimental, because humans have never seen this virus. Is that a good way of explaining what novel means, Dr. Mitchell?
Yes. Yes, that's a perfect way of explaining it, especially when you take into account the defense system, the immune defense system. Our systems don't forget when they've been encountered before, and they build an army waiting for another encounter. If you give us something new, we don't have an army there yet. That's why we get sicker than our millennials, because they're being primed with these new bugs, and their immune systems see them over and over. Whereas when we were kids, we saw different ones. So if we get sick with a new bug, we get a little bit sicker than they would, because 9 times out of 10 they already been exposed. So this comment that you make about the defenses is really important. This is a new virus, and because we don't have any exposure to it before, we don't have any defense, we don't have an army set for it already. So when our immune system is faced with it, it has to start. It has to start from ground zero to try to build a defense to help us. And that's a really important part of immunity, this army that's created once you're exposed to something. Really important. And that's why it's spreading so fast, because it's hanging around longer than it should. It's hanging around long enough to infect other people.
Can we get that hotline number again? Some of our audiences wanting that hotline number, please.
Okay. 1-800-889-3931.
That's 1-800-889-3931. I did put that in the webinar chat for you guys. Are there any other questions before we let Dr. Mitchell go? And if you do have some, can you put it in the chat area there on the screen? We will address some of those questions. So what are you telling your patients, Dr. Mitchell, to do during this time?
I'm spending time with my patients, making sure that they understand. I think the biggest piece to this is making sure that you do the prevention part. I'm asking them to, do everything they can to keep themselves from catching it. Keep things in their home sanitized. Wash their hands often. Don't go to work if they're sick. Don't put your hands in your face. If you have family members that are sick, quarantine them, and clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces. The things that I talked about when I went through prevention, those are really important for this particular type of problem. And so I overkill on that. The bullets that I spoke of earlier. Wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Use 60% alcohol-based sanitizers. Don't touch your eyes, nose, and mouth if you haven't washed your hands. Stay away from sick people. Stay home when you're sick. Don't cough into your sleeves or into a piece of tissue. And make sure you got Clorox wipes, Lysol, in your bathroom, sitting on your sink. Make sure that these things are easily accessible so that people can do what they need to do. To wipe the doorknob, wipe off the faucet, after you're done with it. These measures, although they seem simple, they're very important.
Can you talk about the quarantine? Is it a 15-day quarantine?
It's a 14-day quarantine.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 14-day quarantine.
Yeah, the incubation period for this virus is 14 days. So if someone went into an area where it's got lots of coronavirus at COVID-19, and they come back, you shouldn't go around them for 2 weeks, even if they don't have any symptoms. If you can, avoid it, you should. Because it takes 14 days from the point of exposure for the disease to show itself.
Got it. The other question is, what else can be used if Lysol, alcohol, and bleach aren't available? We know that a lot of people are doing panic buying. There's some other items that we can use.
Soap and water. Use soap and water.
Soap and water. What's the website for the coronavirus? You gave a website out. We have the 1-800 number.
Yeah, that's the Center for Disease Control, and they're the governing body that for all the states. They are the ones that contact the governors and tell them what to do. It's www.cdc.gov/COVID-19.
Okay, I put that in the chat, www.cdc.gov//COVID-19. Are there any special dress precautions before entering home? Not sure what that means.
Any special what?
Should clothes be changed? If you think you have been in an area that may be lots of folks that potentially could be infected, should you change your clothes? Does it live in your clothes?
Yes, I think you should be. You should be careful with that. Think of it as if you worked in a hospital.
Right.
What if you're a nurse or a doctor and you get on clothes, that you're rounding in? We wear uniforms, so it's easy for us to shift out of those. We'll take our jackets off, and change from our uniforms. If you think that you are in a place where you got heavy exposure, then certainly you should change clothes.
How does this affect persons who have triple negative breast cancer, have not had chemo, surgery, or radiation? What can they do? is the question.
You should do those preventive things.
Mm-hmm.
And you are at higher risk. So you should stay away from people that have any type of respiratory problem. Everyone isn't testing everyone for this COVID-19, and everyone isn't going for testing. So you have to be astute and protect yourself. This triple negative breast cancer puts you at a higher risk. You got a good type, but it doesn't decrease your risk from developing a virus faster than someone who doesn't have that problem. So just use those things that we talked about earlier to protect yourself. You know, wash your hands frequently and so on. And try not to be around people that are sick with colds or flu or, you know, any type of respiratory illness.
How long can the virus be airborne?
About 24 hours. Viruses have to have a person to survive.
Okay.
Just remember that. If they can't get onto a person, that's why it's so important to clean your surfaces, you know, and watch yourself on your doorknobs, because they have to have a person. They die off if they can't get a person. Mm. They got to get a person and get into the bloodstream and get to those cells.
I did hear that they have tested one baby in London that tested positive. Are there any other stories that you've heard about how it has affected babies? I've only heard of one case, and that was in London.
No, I haven't heard of any others, and that's unusual. But you know, maybe that baby was just unfortunate with something else going on.
Last question. Is it true that high heat kills the virus?
The virus is not supposed to be able to survive if it's extremely cold. I don't think high heat kills it, but I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
I don't know what high temperature we would have to be concerned about, but extreme cold does kill it. There's not a lot of conversation about the heat part.
Got it.
But I will look into that, and I can get that information back to whoever that was.
Okay.
I'll get the exact temperatures.
Okay, we can get that. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Charlotte Mitchell. Is there any contact information, like an email address that you would like to leave with us? So if there's any further questions, or I could leave my email and forward them to you. Is that okay? You want to do it that way?
Yeah,
or
that'll
do you
be
have
fine.
Okay. So my email is drritamac@yahoo.com. You have further questions that weren't answered, shoot them over to me and I'll forward them to Dr. Charlotte Mitchell. And again, we thank you so much for that great information about a very, very real issue that's going on. I'm here at the hospital right now. And yes, I had to go through a protocol. They took my temperature. I had to hand sanitize. Every person that walks in this building is checked to ensure they don't have a temperature, they don't have any signs of having a cold. The physicians like myself, I'm an obstetrician gynecologist, I'm not allowed to walk through the ER. The only people in the ER are the ER personnel and patients. I'm very excited. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm happy to see that the quarantine area and the seriousness of this in an inner city hospital that I'm in is really, really going forward. And I'm excited that I can share with you that as healthcare professionals, we are taking every measure to ensure that our patients are safe. And so again, thank you, Dr. Mitchell. We appreciate all of that knowledge, all of that information, and we will give you more and more information as we gather it as healthcare professionals. So let's move on to our topic on CBD oil and how CBD can help to balance, because we want to use the word balance. I think that's perfect how Dr. Mitchell talked about our immune system. We want our immune system to be in balance. We don't want it to be overactive. We don't want it to be underactive. We don't even want to boost it. We want to make it to be in balance. So some effective ways that we can use CBD in boosting or balancing our immunity. So what is CBD? What's the big deal about it? Is it legal? Can it help me? You understand, if you're on the line, we can't make any claims. If anyone's making any claims that anything is going to cure or prevent COVID-19, they're not speaking the truth. This is a novel virus. We don't know a lot about it. We're quickly trying to get a vaccine. We're trying to find the antibodies that are really going to address this new virus. So CBD is an abbreviation for cannabidiol, and it's really gaining a lot of popularity. We see CBD products everywhere, and CBD, through research, absolutely shows that it offers a lot of health benefits without the high. And like Dr. Mitchell, I've been using CBD in my practice as well. Many patients stay with me after having babies, so they use me for their primary care physician. So anywhere from assisting in blood sugar levels, blood cholesterol levels, anxiety and pain, CBD offers a host of benefits. So when we look at the plant, it's important that you understand the difference between the two species that this cannabis plant produces. Both of these species produce THC, which is the part of the plant that gives us the high, and it also produces the non-psychoactive compound called CBD. So marijuana, the species that you typically, when you go to a dispensary, either a medical marijuana dispensary or a recreational dispensary, you're going to get products that are extracted from the marijuana species. That means it has a high level of THC or tetrahydrocannabinol and very trace amounts, low levels of CBD or cannabidiol. When we look at the hemp species, and that's what we're going to concentrate on tonight, we look at the hemp species. That species has very trace amounts of THC, 0.3% or less is the definition of industrial hemp, and high levels of CBD. So what we see is that the hemp species gives us the health benefits without the high. And what makes it legal? Well, the 2018 Farm Bill. This was passed in December of 2018, and it was under the Agricultural Improvement Act. And what it did is that it legalized hemp. After 80 years of hemp being in the same category as cannabis as a whole, after 80 years, hemp was descheduled. No longer was it a Schedule 1 drug, and it is now legal to be grown, to be sold and consumed in all 50 states. So the 2018 Farm Bill makes CBD products that are extracted from the hemp species legal. Well, let's look at CBD and all of its medicinal properties. When we look at the other compounds that the plant produces that really gives us health benefits, you can see here on this slide, it's really the CBD that has all of the health benefits. CBD has benefits as being an antibacterial. It inhibits cancer cell growth. And you heard Dr. Mitchell, as being a preventive medicine for adults. specializing in internal medicine and preventive care, she's used our CBD product, Wakana CBD product, in a host of different chronic illnesses in her practice. It also helps to promote bone growth. It reduces seizures and convulsions. It reduces inflammation. And CBD actually helps to balance the immune system. CBD is great for those who have a hyperimmune system, like those with autoimmune diseases like lupus, fibromyalgia, and scleroderma and sarcoidosis, to name a few. But CBD, you'll see later on, also helps those who have a depressed immune system, those folks who are HIV positive, or folks who have cancer, those who have a depressed immune system, even from having chronic illnesses. So CBD balances the body. It helps to relieve anxiety. It helps to relieve pain. And those are some of the things that we see when we look at viruses, specifically flu viruses like the coronavirus or the influenza virus or the SARS or the MERS. There is a lot of anxiety that comes with it. CBD also is very, very important in reducing the constriction of blood vessels. So it's a very powerful vasal relaxant. That's why it's very helpful in those who have high blood pressure as well. And then you can see the other cannabinoids that the plant makes, like CBG and CBGA and CBC. They all synergistically come together on a cellular level and overall help to reduce inflammation. And inflammation is an issue when we talk about this virus as well. Some of the other medical issues and disorders that CBD can address range from disorders pertaining to schizophrenia, anxiety, depression, ADHD, diabetes, obsessive compulsive disorders, Parkinson's, neuropathic pain, chronic pain, to name a few. So the way CBD does this is there's a science, there's a real science about how it works. And it works by interacting with receptors in our body within the human endocannabinoid system. This system was discovered in the early 1990s. And what we're finding is that this is a vital regulatory system that keeps our body in balance. It keeps our body in homeostasis. And these receptors, thank God, are found in every single organ and gland in our body. And the most important organ or system is the immune system. When we speak about CBD assisting with even symptoms that the COVID-19 virus is showing us, CBD has receptors in the immune system to help decrease inflammation, a powerful antioxidant, helping with the viral load that this virus is showing our body. So every single organ and gland is found on the cell surfaces in every human being. So CBD works by interacting with the receptors in a system called the endocannabinoid system. So yes, the immune system has receptors that are looking for CBD to put it back in balance. So we cannot make any claims. I want you to hear this clearly. We cannot make any claims that if you take CBD, you will not get infected with the COVID-19. If you know of any company that's claiming that, absolutely, that is not right. But let's talk about some of the things that you can use for an immune defense package along with CBD. Let's talk about these things first. One of the interesting things, if you're here in Illinois, Chicago, when you go to the grocery store, everything is gone except the vitamins. The vitamin section, the fresh fruit and vegetable section is packed. The toilet paper, the paper towels, a lot of the processed foods like potato chips and popcorn and candy and all this unhealthy stuff, all of those items are gone. But what's still available are these defense immune packages. So vitamin D is something that everybody on the line should absolutely be on. Vitamin D, because there's a decreased amount of sunshine, especially here in the Midwest, really is an important supplement to add. It can also be found in fortified milk and cereal. So that's going to help your immune system. Vitamin C, hopefully everybody on this line is on vitamin C during this time. It's probably the most well-known immune booster. You can get it from buying vitamin C tablets or eating citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruit and lemons. Vitamin C is highly found in bell peppers, in kale and broccoli. Again, when you notice and you go in the grocery stores, all the fresh fruits and vegetables are well stocked, but there's no toilet paper. We need these things to really keep our immune system in balance. Vitamin E. Vitamin E is a very powerful antioxidant. It's going to help fight infections. You can get vitamin E also from nuts like sunflower seeds, almonds, peanuts, hazelnuts. You can also get it from avocados, mango, and kiwi. And then zinc. Zinc is another important mineral that keeps our immune system strong and aids in healing. So you want to make sure, guys, that you have a very strong immune defense package that is made up of these vitamins and minerals. And then hydration. I cannot stress this enough. You should be drinking at minimum half your body weight. So if you are 150 pounds, you should be getting at least 75 ounces of water in every day. You should be getting at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And your diet should be a diet that is a healthy diet, that is a diet with fresh fruits and vegetables and less processed foods, less packaged foods, so that you can get your immune system the best it can be. I read an article and shared with a lot of you an article from what they did 100 years ago when they were faced with the flu in 1918. And some of the things they had to do because there was absolutely not enough room in hospitals. And we may see that day coming very soon, not enough ventilators. What they did is they used the natural sun. They found that fresh air helped to decrease the virus. Many of you on the line may remember your mom or grandmother say, put a coat on. You're going to get the flu. You're going to get the cold. If you don't put a coat on, well, it's actually you get sick when you're in the house and you're all together versus out in fresh air during this time, getting the sunlight, getting that natural vitamin D and making sure you're managing your stress. I'm telling you, this is probably the most stressful time for 100% of us on this webinar, okay? We are really stressed because this is unknown territory. Many of us, as a physician, I never thought I would see anything like this in my lifetime in practicing medicine. So we really have to exercise, pray, meditate. We've got to stay off of social media. It'll make us crazy, and really breathe and relax, wash our hands, sanitize the surfaces, use all of these precautions, make sure the elderly, make sure those who may not be elderly, like Dr. Mitchell said, that may have underlying chronic diseases, specifically asthma, are away from folks so that they don't get an increase in risk of getting the virus. So there are studies that show that yes, not only is CBD an antibacterial, but CBD is an antiviral. And when we, again, look at the immune system, we need to get our immune system balanced. That's optimal effectiveness for our immune system to fight off this virus. Again, we don't want our immune system to be overactive. Those are conditions like lupus, inflammatory bowel disease, type 1 diabetes, Hashimoto thyroiditis, rheumatoid arthritis. CBD addresses those issues, decreases the hyperactivity of autoimmune diseases, and brings it back into balance. Even food sensitivities, allergies, eczema, asthma, sinusitis, CBD balances the immune system. Let's look at the underactive immune system. Again, those are people who have cancer, hepatitis, HIV, shingles, TB, infections, bacterial, mold, fungus, parasites, viruses. CBD can come in and put that immune system back in balance. When you add that, and you'll see later during my presentation, when you add CBD along with those very vital immune defense vitamins and minerals, along with sleep, hydration, washing your hands, getting outside, getting fresh air, getting sunshine, prayer and meditation, and social distancing, making sure that if you are given the path to work at home, work at home. Do not come outside unless you absolutely need to. Try to go to the grocery store when there's not large crowds of folks at the grocery store. So you can screenshot this article. These are some articles that talk about CBD being a novel anti-inflammatory drug, being used to regulate the immune system. How does it do that? Again, through those receptors in the brain and the central nervous system, specifically in the immune system, to put the body back in balance, to decrease inflammation, as well as this is another article you can screenshot. Any healthcare providers that really want to get more scientific evidence how CBD works in the endocannabinoid system with those receptors to help mediate these reactions that our body produces when it sees a virus. Now, again, this is a novel virus. That means our body, humans have never seen it. And humans have never seen it because this virus is a result of those folks eating bats. They were eating rats. Whenever you consume animals that you shouldn't be consuming, a novel virus occurs like this COVID-19. There's even stories where they were using rat droppings and bat droppings to fertilize the soil. So now we have a lot of those fruits and vegetables that were fertilized with animal droppings as well. So screenshot that. So let's now get into our product line at Wakana. I'm going to talk to you about how you can use these products to help balance our immune system. Everyone on this webinar, if you know someone that has any issues that will compromise your immune system, they have asthma, they have diabetes, they have heart disease, they have cancer, they're HIV positive, they have autoimmune disease, lupus, fibromyalgia, Crohn's, anyone that's compromised, I'm begging you to share this information, to share these products with them, because they absolutely will help to put their body back in balance. So these statements have not been approved by the FDA. Our products should not be used to treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose your condition. I want to say it again. I am not saying that CBD or Wakana products will prevent you from getting the COVID-19 virus, or if you're already tested positive, that it would cure or even treat. What we're saying is that studies have shown, and I've showed you the scientific studies, that CBD not only is an anti-inflammatory and antioxidative, but it helps the immune system, those immune receptors, to put those products that are helping to fight to strengthen your immune system back in balance. That's what I'm saying. So our products are some of the most rich medicinal hemp products. And what is very unique about Wakana products is that we are fully compliant with the State Department of Agriculture regulations. Our products are industrial hemp registered, and our products are Farm Bill compliant. Not all CBD products are made equally. You cannot trust CBD from the gas station. You have to know your source. The Farm Bill compliant means that our products contain the legal limit of THC, which is 0.3% or less, and our CBD is extracted from the hemp plant, the hemp species. So our Hemp MD is a great product for someone who you may know that has chronic debilitating disease. They may have asthma, they may have COPD, emphysema, they may be diabetic, hypertensive, overweight. These are people that are susceptible of getting sick and maybe even dying from this virus. This is a tincture. This is one of our most potent products, 750 milligrams of CBD. The way that you use this product to help build the immunity is very easy. Twice a day dosing, 3 drops in the morning, 3 drops in the evening under the tongue, making sure you hold the oil under the tongue for 60 seconds before you swallow. CBD, again, cannabidiol, has properties that are anti-inflammatory. They're going to help the immune system to decrease the inflammatory cells. They're also going to be an antioxidant. CBD will help to put those free radicals that can be tearing up and destroying our tissue, to put those back into balance. This product's going to help us sleep. Many of us are very anxious. We cannot sleep at night because all we're thinking about is this COVID-19 virus. So it's going to help us sleep. It's going to help bring down that anxiety and help us really get through this hard time. Our next product is our Hempranium 500. Again, it's another oil that you place underneath your tongue, but this product is unique in that we have added turmeric, peppermint, and black seed. Those are essential oils that enhance the CBD's anti-inflammatory and antioxidative properties. Black seed also helps to rebuild beta cells of the pancreas. So those patients who have diabetes, who again are at risk, their immune system is diminished because of diabetes, it helps to rebuild the beta cells and normalize blood sugar. Twice a day dosing, again, 3 drops in the morning, 3 drops in the evening, is a great way to support your immune system. It will also help us with anxiety. It would also help with the insomnia. So when we talk about COVID-19, there's a lot of things that we're enduring and we don't even have symptoms. Just thinking about all of those who have tested positive and those who have unfortunately passed away causes a lot of anxiety, even in myself. See, I'm a front line responder. I'm in the front line. So, I get a pregnant mom that may have been exposed and comes up here to labor and delivery. Of course, that puts me at risk as well as her baby at risk and herself. So powered by Hempranium 500 is another great product that you can use. We have the same product in a 5 ml bottle, which is a great tester bottle. Again, twice a day dosing is what you want to do. And then we have other products that can help to boost the immune system that are water soluble. You can put this product in your water, in your tea, in your coffee, in your oatmeal, whatever food that you're eating or things that you're drinking. Again, this will address inflammation. It will address pain, anxiety, insomnia, and it would help to improve and keep the immune system in balance. You can cook with our products. This is a great product that you can bake with. You can cook. Many of you are at home and you are going to be at home for a while. So this is a great way that you can use to infuse baked goods and cook. Or you can use this product as a twice a day tincture, 3 drops in the morning, 3 drops in the evening. Again, we are hoping that you're using all the measures along with CBD, right? You're hydrating, you're sleeping, your vitamin D, C, E, zinc, all are on board. You've got your your technique, 20 seconds minimum of washing your hands, making sure you're sanitizing. All of these things are going to boost or to keep our immune system in check. So this is the proper way that you should take the CBD oil. You place it underneath the tongue. Again, it's important to hold it underneath the tongue for a minute before you swallow, so those sublingual glands in your mouth can absorb the CBD into the bloodstream. Try not to drink, eat, or smoke for at least 15, maybe 30 minutes afterwards. That will give you optimal absorption of the CBD. This is another screen I want you to screenshot, a slide that you should screenshot. Why? Because we really advocate that even our children can take our products. So this is a great source that you can use for children that may be 25 to 45 pounds, or maybe children that are less than 25 pounds. I would not give a baby CBD. That's just me personally. But any child over the age of 10, absolutely yes. Then there are folks who are heavier weights. Of course, the heavier you are, you may need more CBD, but just know that each drop of our CBD is 1.67 milligrams. Each drop is 1.67 milligrams. So you can figure out the dosing by taking 1 drop, 2 drops, 3 drops, multiply that number by 1.67 to give you a better dosing for those who may be less than 150 pounds and those who are more than 240 pounds. Remember, all of our products have a suggested dosing. Again, I start with 3 drops in the morning and 3 drops in the evening. Also, another issue that happens when we get flu symptoms is pain. Body pain. Our topical relief cream and oils are something that you can use as well during those times. This is a great product that contains 8 additional essential oils that are anti-inflammatory, as well as 200 milligrams of CBD. So again, this is a great product that you can use for pain. We have another product that's 500 milligrams of CBD, only contains 6 essential oils. We added 6 additional certified essential oils that help to reduce inflammation, but again, a great product for local relief. And then Dr. Rita's Rub is in a liquid form, topical, 19 certified organic essential oils, along with the CBD that you can use for inflammation and pain as it relates to having flu-like symptoms. And then another way of ingesting CBD is through a gummy. I love gummies because they address sleep, inflammation, they address anxiety, and libido. These gummies take 45 to 90 minutes to work. I have to laugh because they say during this quarantine, I'm going to be delivering a lot of babies in the next 9 months. But that's going to be something to see. But anyway, 1 gummy at night will help to get that restorative rapid eye movement sleep. 1 gummy at night also will address inflammation as you're sleeping. So each gummy is 25 milligrams. It is a product that is, again, 0.3% or less of THC. We have gummies that contain less than 0.0% of THC. Start with 1 gummy and increase to 2 if needed. Then our vape oil cartridges are a great way to get CBD into the system quickly. Within 1 to 5 minutes after using our vape cartridges, you will get relief. I've been vaping a lot more frequently just because of the anxiety level that we all have. I'm not immune to it. I'm very anxious about this COVID-19 too. I've been vaping a lot more recently just to help me to remain calm, because if I'm not calm for my patients, then that's a disaster, okay? So I have to remain calm at all times. So this cartridge contains organic CBD along with MCT coconut oil, black seed, and turmeric. Again, a very unique product that helps to decrease inflammation, pain, anxiety. We have a pre-roll joint. This is a CBD cigarette, another great way to offer quick relief from anxiety, depression, or maybe you just need to sleep or body aches. This entire CBD joint contains 163 milligrams of CBD, so please do not smoke the entire joint. You only need 2 to 3 pulls, maybe 3 times a day. This joint should last you at least 3 to 4 weeks. So it's fast acting, and I love fast acting products. If you're at home from work for the next month or two, these seasonings are a great way to use in your food. Again, another method of delivery to get CBD to balance your immune system. We have CBD infused butter. You can use that on your toast, your oatmeal, your baking, your pancakes, your waffles, your grits. I'm sure everyone's going to be eating very well during this time, but again, a great way to get CBD into your system. We have a culinary oil. So there's different ways to balance our immune system, even by adding this oil to your favorite sauces. Again, brownies, salads. Please do not fry chicken with this oil. We don't want you eating fried chicken anyway during this time. Healthy eating is going to help to boost or balance your immune system. Again, this oil is infused with grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil has many, many medicinal benefits, one being anti-inflammatory. We also have a hair product for those men and women that have hair thinning or alopecia. Again, this is a product you can use topically or you can use and ingest internally. We have a body cream. Again, using this body cream actually helps with any skin conditions like psoriasis, acne, or eczema, or just to help to continue that anti-aging process. Now, sexual enhancement, again, is another important thing to talk about. Many of you are going to be quarantined for a long time. So this is a great lube to use to enhance a sexual encounter. It helps to lubricate the vagina. It's used also to not only improve libido, but erectile dysfunction. It is water-based, so it's compatible with natural rubber latex condoms. Now, as we end our webinar, we have products that are used for those who have random drug screens at their job. These are our pure products. These are products that contain less than 0.0% THC. These are products that can be used in children over the age of 10. This is a tincture, which means it's an oil you place twice a day underneath the tongue. I like 3 drops in the morning, 3 drops in the evening. And again, when we're talking about inflammation, when we're talking about anxiety, when we're talking about insomnia, we're talking about the immune receptors that are looking for CBD. This is another great product that is also infused with black seed, turmeric, and peppermint. This comes in a 5 ml jar as well as a 15 ml bottle as well. And then we have our gummies, our 0.0% broad spectrum gummies, 25 milligrams of CBD, great product for children. Again, the same issues that we're addressing when we're talking about this COVID-19 virus. There's different ways that you can come in and purchase our products. You can purchase our products more in a bulk form at wholesale. That's our full crown jewel dispensary, which is $998. It's a $2,000 value. Comes with $1,300 worth of products. It comes with our business tools So whoever invited you on the line can talk to you more about this dispensary. And then we have a personal use dispensary. These products are for personal use, but you're buying it at a 40% wholesale discount. We give you $500 value in this particular dispensary. Then we have something called a customer variety pack. It will give you a variety of products of our power as well as our pure products. Some possible side effects on using too much CBD. That's why I say start low and slow. Start with 3 drops in the morning, 3 drops in the evening. You could possibly have some fatigue, diarrhea, change in appetite, or changes in weight. So if you start low and start slow, you can avoid these minor side effects. And then store your CBD properly. Store it in a refrigerator is what is optimal to extend the shelf life. The shelf life is 1 year, but keep it away from extreme light and heat and extreme cold. So making sure that you shake that water soluble product well, and again, tighten the top once it's open to avoid excessive air exposure. So to sum up, this COVID-19 virus, it is a novel virus, which means it is new for humans. Humans have never seen this virus. Some things that you can do to balance your immune system is absolutely start our CBD products along with those vitamins and minerals we talked about, zinc, vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin E, along with good hydration, 7 to 9 hours of sleep, a healthy diet, and please wash your hands. Do not touch your face when you have handled something or been around an area where the virus could be living. Making sure you're sanitizing your surfaces, your doorknobs, and practicing social distancing. That means 6 feet or 2 meters away. If you have to be in an environment, in a work environment, or if you have to run to the store, please, please practice social distancing. We want to make sure that all of you are at the healthiest state you can be in. And right now, these are some of the things that you can do to boost and to balance your immune system. So at this time, I know we've run over. I'm going to take some questions if I have any in my chat box here. If you have any questions, you can put them here. And how does CBD affect platelets in cancer patients? Well, there are some studies that CBD helps to improve the immune system, specifically cells that help with immunity, and that's more the white blood cells. Those are the leukocytes. There's a lot of studies that show that the white blood cells benefits. Not seen a lot of studies on platelets, but of course, platelets, white blood cells, red blood cells, all together are helping the overall immunity. Can you put the chart back on the foods? Can you put the chart back up on the foods for a second? I'm not sure what foods you were talking about. Is there a pure water soluble? Yes, there is pure water soluble. And does it help with body pain? Absolutely. I would recommend our topicals as well as tinctures to help with body pain. Can you put the defense information back up? And can the body become dependent on the CBD after using it for long? You know, once you get resolution of your symptoms with CBD, then you want to back down to a more preventative daily dose. So when CBD is being used for a specific condition, right now we're saying using CBD as a defense, part of your defense in boosting or balancing your immune system. So at this point, if you are on the webinar, you don't have any chronic illnesses that you're also trying to address, I would do 3 drops in the morning and 3 drops in the evening. And then once this virus is settled and we have control, then you can use that CBD just like a multivitamin, 3 drops once a day. Great question. So I am going to put the screen back up on the defense is 1, I think you wanted to see, and vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin E, and zinc. These are absolutely the minimum vitamins and minerals that you should have in your home right now. Everybody on this line probably could tell me what they're taking, right? There's a lot of things that you can take. There's a lot of information out there in helping your immune system. But I can't stress enough, going back to the basics, which are these, going back to getting proper rest, getting proper hydration, getting proper fresh air, and getting proper sunlight. I can't stress that enough. They already proved that 100 years ago, along with hand washing, proper hygiene, and sanitation. Any other questions in the chat area? Let's see. Oh, I do want to give you information from Dr. Mitchell. Less than 40 degrees Fahrenheit and greater than 140 degrees Fahrenheit seems to be the answer to the person that asked about temperature and high heat. So less than 40 degrees Fahrenheit and greater than 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So can you address how exercise affects the immune system? Well, exercise affects the immune system by decreasing stress. And the more stressed out you are chronically, it depresses and weakens our immune system. So exercising will also increase those natural cannabinoids that our body produces. It's called anandamide. Exercise also decreases stress, which causes the immune system to be stronger. So absolutely, if you are at home, please work out at home. You can do jumping jacks, you can do squats, you can do push-ups. If you have a treadmill at home, if you have a bike at home, this is the time to use these items that we typically throw our clothes on, right? We use them for a coat hanger. Exercise, sleep, hydration, vitamins, vitamin C, E, D, zinc, hydration, washing your hands, CBD. Please get your CBD tonight. This will also produce a balanced homeostatic immune system. So that's all for tonight. I thank you for tuning in. I want you to contact the person that invited you on this line to get your products ordered. My email address again is drritamac@yahoo.com. Any other questions that you have, you can email questions to Dr. Charlotte Mitchell. I will get them over to her. You can even use our Facebook page, our Wakana for Life Facebook page, to put your questions in there. I'll check that. Again, we are not making any claims to treat or diagnose or cure this COVID-19. But what we are saying is that CBD has been shown through research to be an antiviral, to be an antibacterial, to be an anti-inflammatory, to be an amazing analgesic, to help with anxiety, to help with sleep, to help with body pain or body aches. So many symptoms that research has shown that CBD has been effective in helping to put the immune system in balance. We cannot keep this information quiet any longer. We've got to get our seniors on CBD. We've got to get those that are immunocompromised on CBD. Immunocompromised people, again, are people who may have HIV, AIDS, cancer, any of the diabetes, heart disease, asthma, COPD, emphysema. You guys know those people out there. We want to make sure those people have our CBD. And we want to make sure healthy millennials have our CBD too, because we understand that we've got to keep everyone healthy. So again, please contact the person that invited you on the line. I'm excited. We had 110 people on this webinar. So we really have hit a lot of folks so that they can take this out there and empower their community, empower their loved ones, empower their coworkers and others. Have a great night. We'll see you next Wednesday here, same time, same Zoom ID number, 375-679-941. Thank you and have a great night.